Thanks for tuning in again, guys. We've got a lot to go through on this video and a lot of new methods that I think we're going to try. I've bought a few things that's really going to help us with this one and future builds as well. So what we're going to do here is we're going to basically prepare all the nuts and bolts, get them all cleaned up and do some treatment on them to get them corrosion resistant. I have invested in a ultrasonic cleaner. I think that's going to help us a lot. I've already done the carbs and things like that in there again. It's going to help us with a lot of the cleaning side as well. I've got a Brazing Torch, so just a small propane torch to allow us to do some heat treating, and I want to do some brass coating as well, which you'll see that later on. There was some good success and there was some bad success, obviously depending on what kind of brushes that I got. You'll see that later on. Then as well, we're going to do some painting on some of the engine components, specifically the cylinders. And also we are going to go through the valve seats as well, so basically do the grinding paces and get them sealed lovely. So again, the channel's had a bit of traction, so thank you very much for that. I am just learning. I am going through the whole process. I am what I call an educated learner. So I have done many things in the past, but vast majority has been self-taught. But as I say, it's learning, it's going through the process and showing the good, the bad and the ugly. But at the end of the day, we're getting a bike built and we're going through it, and I'm enjoying the process, and I hope you guys are too. So tune in and enjoy. Beautiful. Quite windy in here. As you can see, I've invested in a Brazing Torch. So what I'm going to use these for is I want to heat all these up just to get all of the moisture out of them, so as dry as possible to stop them corroding, because we've just taken them out the ultrasonic cleaner. They'll be pretty vulnerable right now. I've got some white mineral oil, so that's just going to give it, like, once you warm it up, we don't want to warm it red hot. Once you warm it up, it'll heat it up a little bit. We'll put it in there, mix it about with the mineral oil as well, and it'll just give it that extra coating, just to stop it from basically corroding and make them last that way a bit longer. So let's crack on with that. What I've got is I've got an old pan where the base is starting to come away a little bit. So in other words, it's ready for the bin, so I thought I'll utilise it for this. And we'll get this one going. Hear the little pop. The ultrasonic cleaner's going off in the background there, so I don't know how that's affecting the sound. Let's see what we can get there. Let's get that unlocked. Jump. The reason why I'm using white mineral oil, just the clear stuff, is because I don't really want to change the colour of anything. I know some people put them in to blacken them and things like that, but we're not really looking to change the colour or anything. We're happy with the way that is. Get these all in here. Start with a little one. That ultrasonic cleaner's just stopped, so let's get them out there, let's get them dried on the towel and then go from there. They've came up so well. Look brand new. What we'll do is we'll get these heads heated up and then do the mineral oil as well. And then hopefully that'll protect all of these to keep them looking nice for a wee bit longer. So again, we've got our little setup here. We've got our brass wheel brush, brass wire brush. We've got the propane torch. We've got a mineral oil to put them in to coat them, protect them after. And then we've got our wee glass tub here as well. So what we'll do, we'll get the first one in, do a wee trial run. So if I want to be doing that, I want to be, so it's to be lower, because then I want to be. Wow, I'm really happy with that. The difference there is huge. Wow, you can see it's starting to transfer really well. So what I noticed is the effectiveness of the transfer of the brass starting to diminish really. I specifically bought these ones off Amazon versus other ones because it said solid wire, brass wire. However, that is very clearly magnetic. So that is brass coated. It's frustrating because it says exactly what it is. But I think Amazon's becoming more and more like that. So yeah, let's go and get these ones sorted. Let us go and request a refund on these and go from there. So we have a new brass brush, proper brass brush. So let's see if we can get these started again. I think there'll be a difference straight away. And there is huge difference straight away. So these have came up really nice. Nice little subtle brass glow on them there. And then the old ones, which have just been polished there, these are going to get done as well. So once we've got all of these all sorted here, waiting for the casing to come back, and then we have essentially an engine to build. So the reason I'm doing this all today, to get all of these bolts sorted and get everything prepared really for where we need to go for the rebuild, and not assembling the engine straight away, is when it went for vapor blasting, I didn't notice while I was disassembling the engine and taking it all apart, but on the bottom casing here we have an issue with one of the brackets, the engine nuts. So this is the bottom casing, so this sits on the base here. And as you can see here, one of the mounting points is actually broke off. This was definitely done before. And then when I've looked back on the videos, shown now, all the cobwebs. Oh, that's thick. Oh, that is thick. You can see right there where my hand is that was all sheared off, and I didn't actually notice it just because of the build up of dirt around it. So what I'm going to do is, my friend at my place, my old place I used to work, he's going to weld this for us. He's basically just going to put a block on here like this and then put it in place of, and then what I'll do is when I mount it, I'll drill a new hole for it and then get it done like that. That's gonna, it will be on the upside down of it, so you won't be able to see from this side, but you can see here where it actually goes up, and then it's not straight. So we need to have another bit here, and then we can probably just grind and get all that to go on the self. But look at the quality of how this vapor blasting's came up. He's done an absolutely cracking job. While I send that away, what I'm thinking is this here, I'm thinking I might paint this. We've got some broken, damaged fins here, got a little bit of damage on here. It came up absolutely beautiful off the vapor blasting and getting it sorted. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tape up all of these, and then we're going to get this painted and get this painted here with some high temp engine paint. And what that's going to do is going to give us a nice clean engine from the bottom where we'll treat it, Then a nice black section as well, where everything will be all here for the cylinders, and then the rest of it will all be there. I've got a kit coming tomorrow for this here, and I'm thinking of polishing this up nice and chrome on the top bit. So I'll treat all of these and then get that there. But the guy at the Vapor Blasting said he wouldn't recommend painting it. He said not to treat it either, but personally I think it needs treating. He said you can or you can't really, but he likes the look of it, and to be honest so do I. But I do want this polishing up, I do want this cleaning up to look a little bit nicer, and I think it will come up beautiful. But I don't really want to paint all of this black. I mean I could, it'll look nice, don't get us wrong, but it's an extra treatment, stuff like that. I think we'll just stick with getting this one black here, once that's painted black, and leaving that to dry through. I think that'll come up really, really nice as well. So let's get all this taped off, let's get it all prepared, let's get it painted, and go from there. So a nice little trick here is you use the round edge screwdriver, or you can use a bit of plastic. Just a round edge works a bit better. So you're just basically rolling over the edges of where the tape meets the machine surface. It saves you having to go around with it with a blade and do any additional potential damage, but it just gives you a nice clean edge every single time, and it's so simple to do, and when you peel it away it's pretty satisfying to see as well. The difference that's came up has been absolutely gorgeous. All the way through the fins. Nice clean look. That's obviously because of the vapor blasting. But what we want to do is the satisfying bit. Get this all peeled off. So what we'll see here is we have our cylinders here, they're nice and shiny, haven't really got any lips, haven't really got any scoring, anything like that. But what we want to do before we put these piston rings in is we want to do like a nice little crosshatch pattern. What the crosshatch pattern does is it just holds onto the oil that way a bit better inside, creates like tiny little valleys. We want this nice and smooth, so when the piston rings go up and down, there's not really any friction behind it, because you want that between the oil and the ring itself. So what's happened previously, as we can tell from our rings there, what was annoying is I found out straight away cylinder 2 and 3 must have overheated or something at some point. They seem okay here, but the piston rings, when I took them off, some were quite flexible, as you can see here, plenty of flex in there. I'm pulling really hard and there's not really anything happen. These ones here, however, tiniest little pressure and they just snapped instantly. So they've went through a few heat cycles, these, and I think that's where they've worn down over time. This is where these are, but the ones that came out of cylinder 1 and 4, nice and flexed there, and there's loads to it. So that's the reason why. Obviously the piston rings were intact while it was inside, which is why our cylinders still remain quite good. But we haven't had, as you can see there, I'll try and see if you can see it through that bit there. We haven't had any damage, which is ideal. It's actually what we wanted to, but I think it had the potential to cause damage. So what we're going to do, which is controversial to some, is we've got honing stones here, and all I want to do, I don't want to take any additional material away. I just want to create a small crosshatch pattern, so within here, just to make it a good healthy situation for the rings. I'm going to put a towel underneath, get any drips that come down. I'm going to have a look at this, where I've had the stones in here. So I'm just going to get a little drill bit on here that's going to go down and up as it's spinning round, and the stones has got a little bit, I've got this on honestly, it's just the tiniest little bit of flex, so nothing really, so I can damage anything. See, that's how low it is there. So let's get some let's get the drill, get cracking with that. So now that we've got all that sorted, we have got pistons all cleaned up lovely, and then we're adjusting fuel, by the way. Pistons all cleaned up lovely, bolts all ready to go, everything lined up from here. I'll give them a wee polish up before they go in anyway. The engine, well, the cylinders, all painted. This is just resting on here just to get dried out. I want to leave that for maybe a day or so. So next step is getting this weld done, which is going to get done tomorrow. And then once that one's done, we can essentially get this assembled. So let's carry on with the cleaning that we did earlier on the bolts. We'll try and get done on these because the carbon build-up on this is huge. So I'd like to get that sorted, and then also the back end here. I've got some small green, black and red wire wheels for this. It's basically the same texture as a scouring pad really. So I'm going to go and get these cleaned up a little bit there. I don't know if you can see on the camera there because the GoPro is always a bit funny, but it's also like scaling there. It's usually done through the casting process and heat cycles. So I'm going to kind of smooth that out as well, just to get them polished up. I don't want to take any additional away. I'm not putting any space in. I just want to polish these up here, so they've got the least chance of being able to get the carbon inside. So to stop it from sticking, just to reduce build up in the future. While it's off, we might as well give it the best chance it can, just get a nice polished finish and then go from there. But yeah, we'll get these all polished up. We'll get these polished up, and then before we do that, we'll get the grinding paste in. We'll make sure that they're nice and flush. We've got a nice airtight seal, exactly like it wants to be. And yeah, I think we've got an option to get this rocking and rolling. Oh wow. I don't know if you can see there, the difference here is huge. One's almost like a mirror finish and the other one's all there. I don't think we haven't affected this really, so we're going to get the grinding paste on there when it's done anyway. Right now I'm just ever so lightly just touching it over, so I'm not trying to put any pressure on it. I'm just trying to get it to go right through. I'm really happy with that, how that's actually came up. So I am going to carry on with this method and get it done, because I just do feel as though it's working for me. So you can see here as we're polishing the amount of build-up that this has actually got. When we're actually looking at it here, you can see the shine that it's got there. That's when I've polished it up within the wire wheel there. But this one here, this is how they're actually going. This is how they're actually going here. It's got so much build-up that it's actually just molded to it really. It's really caked on there, but it is coming off with the wheel. And hopefully I'll be able to get this one here. And I don't know if you can see it from that one, but you can see the cake on it there, how much it's built up. So let's get that one, show you the difference. Not too much pressure, nice and easy. We've got a few little more bits there. There you go. And there you go, there you can see the difference there is huge. You can see the light there versus what it was, and that'll just leave it nice and smooth there for less deposits to stick to, for less stuff to go around. And then when we actually go to install these and get them back in again, we'll put them in the seat. We put like a wee bit grinding paste around there. It's basically just like a polish. They're just more abrasive, and then we put the little suction cup on there, and then we get this and rotate it around just so it seats nice within there and get that airtight seal again that it's going to get within the head. So yeah, we'll carry on with these. These were the easy ones, and then these exhaust ones, oh, these are going to be the difficult one, but it has to be done. Let's crack on. Came out. Awesome, that. Awesome. So now we've got everything done with our bolts sorted and all brassed up, looking nice. We've got the engine all vapor blasting, looking lovely. Cylinders painted. We've got our valves all polished. We need to do the valve seats, and we also need to do the sizing for the piston rings for the cylinders as well. I've bought a piston ring filer just so we can get them done nice. Of course, we've got our piston rings ready to go on this side here, so we're ready to go for pretty much everything. Once I've got the casing back, we might need to do some cosmetics just to file it back a little bit, but on the next video, essentially, we've got a full engine rebuild, and fingers crossed that'll be able to get it done. So the next video will just be full engine build, inside the frame, wired back up, and then do a couple of tests, compression tests, make sure the oil's getting all the way around it, and then fire it up basically. And if that's the case, I think we're good to go. So again, thank you.